Hello and welcome to another thrilling episode of your darling program, Youth Can, on independent television, ITV. I am your host, Joy Igoche. Youth Can is that very interesting program put together by ITV to reach out to youths with creative and entrepreneurship ideas that are geared towards the development of the society. I believe by now you want to tell somebody to keep it glued to their screen, because today, as always, promises to be very interesting. Our topic of discuss today is youth in the Hall of Fame. Like, how does youth in entertainment industry, how does their lifestyle and what they portray to us on TV, how does it affect our everyday life as youth? The big question still remains, how does Nollywood stars, music stars, reality TV shows, and the likes, how does it affect our lives, our minds, our perception about life? We'll be going on a short break now, and when we return, we'll have a special guest in the studio to do justice to this topic. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. You're welcome back again, and of course, when the screen looks this good, you know what time it is. It's Youth Can. Thanks for staying tuned with us, and like we've been talking about, we've been discussing youths in the Hall of Fame and how it impacts and affects our lives as youths in general, as regards the way we talk, the way we act, the way we dress, and even our orientation about life. And like I promised that I'll be having a special guest with me in the studio to do justice to this topic. I have with me Solomon Adodo, who is the president of Nigerian Youth Council of Nigeria. Hey, thanks for coming around, sir.
And thanks for having me.
All right, so stay on this topic of discourse today. So I would like to know, how do you think Nollywood stars, music stars, reality shows affects the life of the everyday youths in the society today?
Well, you see, music and entertainment in general has had an influence on society as a whole through time, evolving from the origins of history as far back as you can trace it. So you find that messages are passed through these media, even folklore and all of that passed on. In our time, where you have diverse mediums of transmitting all of this message, you have the screen, the TV, the silver screen is there, you have your mobile phone, which makes you access anywhere at any time, and then all other factors, internet services are there. You find that these movie stars, these musicians, and not only them, these ones that show the glitz and glamour of society, they are now closer to you, easily accessible. At the click of your phone, maybe you just want to go on Opera Mini to check something, or you want to go on any browser to check something, you'll begin to see adverts. Jada Pinkett buys $1 million diamond necklace. This one buys this and that. Now it becomes the yearning and aspiration of the youth. You understand? And it has grown to a very maddening extent today. It's not as if it did not exist before now. But before now, before news could even travel, it would take a lot of time, But now, just at the click, you are not even searching for it. It's not deliberate. It just pops up in your face anytime and everywhere. So you find out that these guys or icons in the entertainment industry, they set the trend. In terms of dressing, they set the trend. In terms of hairstyles, they set the trends. In terms of what society should be, they also set the trend. Then also, you'll find out that most times, if you want to sculpt the reasoning pattern of society, they could put it in movies. You've seen movies that influence people. If you watch or if you see movies like Troy, you see movies like 300. As a young man, you'd want to be a warrior. Then if you watch most of these movies, Nigerian movies, Billionaires Club, where you see somebody who has gone to do money rituals, riding a motorcade of Rolls Royces, Bugatti Veyrons, and all of those sorts of cars. You also, if you are gullible, you want to be like them. And then the tendency cascades that more of our youth will now tilt towards ritual killings. And you've seen that it's on the rise. And it's also as a result of the fact that the movie industry has portrayed it as such. Recently, just last year, when our friend and brother Obi Kubana interred his mother in Oba, in Anambra State, we saw men coming. Naira was raining like a thunderstorm everywhere. And then there was an actor there, they call him, I think, is it Ezewan or whatever, you know, Kanayo. They call him the chief priest, and jokingly, everybody will say he has gone to do the sacrifice. So now it has become a joke, which is a reality. And we need to consciously and deliberately correct that culture. We need to redirect our movie industry to begin to portray stories of hard work, stories of diligence. Can we begin to look at people who came from nothing to become something? People who, by dint of hard work, there are so many out there doing well, legitimate business. There are stories in Hollywood that you see of people who struggled and made it in life. Can't we pick up stories of people like Dangote, put it up and then inspire the youth? Can't we pick up stories of people like the Tedolas, Genovias, the chap that floated Flutterwave, that's now worth about $3 billion, from the scratch. And several other fintech startups, stories that inspire, stories. At this point, we need a rallying point that will build a new and a better Nigeria. And we cannot build a new and a better Nigeria relying on rituals, relying on cyber crimes, and relying on drug money. You'll only be building a rotten society that will collapse.
Well, thank you very much for that insight, because trust me, you've really done justice to this, society, because we find out that today the mindset of people towards getting quick money, like on our last episode we talked about that. We talked about youths and increasing craze for money rituals these days, and the perspective about the youth, like you want to do this because this particular celebrity is doing this, or this particular celebrity just bought a new car, so you are fighting, you're striving to get yourself there. In recent times, Rihanna just displayed a picture of a baby bomb and all, and that's what is trending now. You see ladies wanting to get pregnant even without getting married, just because they want to snap the same set of pictures that Rihanna snapped and everything. So we see this influence in our everyday life and all of that. So movies of nowadays are seen to be trying to maybe copy some things that can have bad influence in the society today. So do you think that gradually, with the way movies are going, it can also lead to cultural extinction?
Well, when you talk about cultural extinction, culture evolves, so as one fades, another comes. What was the culture of Nigeria in the 1800s, in the 1600s, in the 19th and 20th century? It's evolution. It has changed. Our dresses have changed and everything. So movies or no movies, culture must always evolve. Then also, in this evolution, can we try to manage the evolution positively? Because it could tilt either positive or it could tilt negative. If you begin to encourage young girls to have children or babies out of wedlock, they go get entangled with someone just to have a baby bump, and then they get the child out of wedlock and they cannot take care of that child. You build a feral child who becomes a nuisance to society tomorrow, and then she ends up with another man again and another man again and another man. You understand? Normally, even as a married couple, if you have too many children, you will not even give them sufficient attention in the world we live in today, because beyond spending money and all, attention is required. You realize that from the home front, children are not brought up well, and that's why we have the society we have today. Everything I am today is a function of what my parents inculcated in me and my academic learning. You understand? Yeah, so the genotypic factors are there, but also my parents consciously tutored me to learn to be humble, to learn to work hard and be diligent and all of that. So if you don't have time to even raise children properly, how do you hope to have them as responsible citizens tomorrow? If you begin to grow baby bombs here and there, who will train them? Who will be the father and who will be the mother? You understand? So these are all factors. Let's also get things straight. These celebrities that we call celebrities are mere mortals, humans like you and I. They've got blood flowing in their bloodstreams. So you could get up today and then you could have some very fine lines and then you become a music superstar or something. You know, I could get up today and I could become a good actor. You understand? So you can be anything. They've got their lives to live and you've got your life to live. You must not fit into their narrow or straight jacket. We've seen celebrities who have committed suicide. So are we going to say we're also going to go and commit suicide? We've seen quite a lot.
People are looking at the glittering part of this celebrity. They don't know that not all that glitters are actually gold, because if people have their life to live, there are some celebrities that you see that, you know, they perform for the screen. They perform, or, you know, they come on stage to do certain things, but that doesn't translate to their real life. But that's, you know, performance is what the youth of nowadays want to copy. They want to be like that, not knowing that there's a demarcation between that, you know, reality on shows and reality in, you know, in the pragmatic sense of it.
What young Nigerians or youth should begin to do is to pursue their purpose. If you're a musician, be that musician. If you are a banker, train yourself as a banker. I will get to a bank and then, for instance, I don't discriminate against people. You could have your dreads on, very fine. But you wouldn't expect me to go and trust my funds into the hands of someone who has dreads on and then says he is the head of a banking institution. You understand? As it is. That's it. You know. So fit into your field. Don't go beyond borders or beyond what should be. The musician does his music. That's his life. You understand? If you want to be a musician, then pick that lifestyle. You know, but then fit into your field. More so, we also need to learn contentment and hard work and diligence. These guys that we call, I don't begrudge anybody spending his or her money, so long as you earn it within the presence of legitimacy, right? Yes. You see Wizkid, you see the video, you see all of them. You think they just sit down and then they begin to sing. They sit down to think. They reason. They work for it. And then they come to the point where they bring on the good lines for you in a musical album, and then you begin to dance to it. Look at the footballers. You think they just jump on the pitch and then begin to kick the ball? They train hard. So in whatever field you find yourself as a young man or woman, work hard, be diligent. If you are diligent enough, if you are hardworking enough, there will surely be a pathway beaten for you to the top.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And for the want of time, we want to know quickly, like, what can youths actually do? I mean, youths in the Hall of Fame, these celebrities, these movie stars, reality show, you know, those people. What can they really do to help mitigate, you know, this menace in the society today, where you see people trying to copy the negative impact of what they see on the screen and translate it to their normal life?
Well, for now, we will see they can also have deliberate steps. For those who are music artists in their musicals, they can have good lines that inspire good morals. For those who are actors and actresses, they can have movies that also inspire hard work and diligence, you know, that will lead to success. Then, at the National Youth Council of Nigeria, we are looking at having interactions with these celebrities to talk with them. Recently, we participated in a match with Ambassadors of Voice for Change, which is a body of actors and actresses. We had Tonto Dike come around, we had Gentle Jack, and a couple of others were there. Mr. Ibu, all of them were there. And they were preaching the message of peace and national unity. So the National Youth Council of Nigeria will take this message notches higher by bringing those celebrities maybe to their hoods and areas to interact with the youth and let them know that, yes, young men and young women, you can do well. They'll talk to them, directly, and then let them know that yes, the future can be bright if you work hard enough, if you're diligent enough, and if you do what is right.
Okay, thank you very much. So what is the solution to all of this, and what is your general advice to that youth out there watching this program today?
Now, the truth is this. You see, in physics, they say everybody will remain in a state of inertia until that force of inertia is overcome, and then it begins to move. And when the body begins to move, it moves in a direction proportional to the force pushing it. Young Nigerians have got potentials. We need to direct these potentials towards productive pathways. If it is not, it will be directed towards negativity, so that Nigerians who want to make a living legitimately will have an opportunity to do so. Because if you do not provide that opportunity, no matter how much we preach in the studio, on the streets, or anywhere, there is a tendency that they will renege back because there is no force propelling them and pushing them in the right direction. So that's that. Our final advice to Nigerian youth is this: you are responsible for your future, and the future begins now. So take action and let your actions be the right actions. Build your future, sculpt it in the way you want it to be. It might not be easy, but you have to keep going at it. This is not just motivational speaking. I've had my own fair share of stress and pain, but here I am today. I'm still moving on, and I'm not saying it's over yet. The president, that's the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria today, he wept at some point when he was disenfranchised, when he was rigged out and so on, and flawed electoral processes. But today he's the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. All those who you see with stars today have once had scars. So prepare your pathway to the top. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Solomon Adodo, for your input in this program today. Youth in the Hall of Fame. What can we do to ameliorate and create a positive society where the youths are wonderful people and they have the development of the society at heart? Thank you very much for your input. We're going on a short break now. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. All right, that has been a very, very amazing time with our guest Solomon Adodo, and he has given us insights to this topic about, the world of entertainment and the reality. We have to be pragmatic, and we have to do the right thing that will bring about development to our society. Thanks for staying tuned to the program. With this, we are calling it a wrap on today's episode of your darling program, Youth Can. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms, and on YouTube, subscribe to ITV and like your darling program, Youth Can there. We love you. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next episode. Same time next week. Thanks for joining us. I am Joy Igoche. Have a nice day.